Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. It gives me great pleasure to welcome all of you formally on behalf of the Government of Telangana. I also thank all the distinguished speakers for sharing some very valuable insights. And since it is a business conclave, I would now like to get straight to business and share some business propositions with all of you. Some of the points that I wanted to mention have already been alluded by earlier speakers, and I would like to take them on straight away. Now, many of you must be aware that our Prime Minister has launched very recently a national program called Digital India. I'm also very happy to share with you that much before the national government thought of this program, we have launched our own version of it, which is called Digital Telangana. And in many ways, the goals of Digital Telangana are even more ambitious than the goals of Digital India. In fact, one of the amazing things that we are doing under Digital Telangana is to create a digital kiosk in every panchayat. As most of you would be aware, panchayat is the lowest administrative unit in our country. And in the state of Telangana, we have 8,750 panchayats. Each panchayat will have a center which will have connectivity, which will have hardware. And the most amazing thing is that each of these 8,700 odd kiosks will be managed by women entrepreneurs. So we will be training women entrepreneurs in how to manage those digital kiosks, through which lots of digital services will be provided. In fact, 100 of these Digital Telangana centers have already been rolled out on 2nd October. And within a month or so, we'll be adding another 1,000. And over the next 2 to 2.5 years, we'll be saturating the entire lot of 8,750 digital kiosks. That we see a tremendous potential of converting these digital kiosks, the Digital Telangana centers, as centers of providing entertainment, as centers of providing training. And we have already started discussions with one agency which has shown interest in taking mobile screens to these centers. So the proposition is that, beyond the panchayat, the next administrative unit in this state is called a mandal. People who have come from outside might not be familiar because the rest of the country has units like the block or the tahsil or the taluka. But the intermediate tier of administration here is called a mandal. Typically, the erstwhile taluka block has been split into 4 to 5 mandals. So in every mandal, they want to provide a mobile unit which, as per a predetermined schedule, visits all these digital centers, provides those mobile screens, and the woman entrepreneur who is there, she takes care of the logistics and management and the screening of these movies. So while we have started discussions with one agency which has the capacity to do this kind of work, we'll be willing to work with anyone else also, because I completely agree with what Rakesh mentioned and what other speakers referred to, that we need to create more screens to ensure that the content that we produce is consumed in adequate quantity. So perhaps rather than investing in fixed screens, mobile screens as of now appear to be more viable and more kind of stronger proposition. And I'm very confident that in Telangana we'll be rolling this out before the end of the next 6 months or so. The second point which I want to mention is something what Mr. Siddhi spoke about and others also spoke about, which is on piracy. In fact, the Telugu film industry is one of the biggest victims of piracy, and not does just the industry loses out, the government also loses out a lot in the form of entertainment tax and other benefits. And in general also, if people get used to consuming pirated content, etc., slowly it kind of fosters antisocial tendencies and in general some kind of immorality. Now, we have studied the scenario in the entire world, and we have found that the best model which is available in the world today to curb piracy is in the city of London. London has something which is called the Police Intellectual Property Crime Unit, and I'm very happy that Suresh Babu Garu is here. We have started discussions with the Telugu Film Producers Council, and we are setting up a Telangana Intellectual Property Crime Unit, TIPCU, which will have representation of all the stakeholders, and this agency will be one which will be sharing lots of information on piracy and taking preemptive actions. In fact, Mr. Sippy asked whether there is a technology solution. I would like to inform you, sir, that there is precisely something which does what you have asked for, and the Telugu industry uses that. In fact, what you have to do is there is a software, you have to take clips from the movie. So let us say Bahubali movie was released recently. You have to just randomly pick some half a dozen clips from that movie, short clips, run it on the software, and the software detects wherever else in the entire www, can you find that clip. And it shows up thousands of web addresses and URLs which are hosting the pirated version of that movie. So the Telugu industry uses it incidentally, and what we find it difficult is to go to the next step. Once we know that these are the 1,000 URLs and 1,000 websites which are hosting pirated content, the unfortunate thing today is that the power to block those websites, unfortunately, is highly centralized. It is only there with the government of India, and we have been petitioning the government of India for a long time to delegate that power to the states so that we start blocking all those content and ensure that there is no piracy. But whatever best we can do right now, we are managing it with the help of the industry, with the help of the IT crime unit that I spoke about. The software that is available is also available to anyone else while it is being used, as I said, by the Telugu industry. It can be used by anyone else as a matter of fact. So I would request FICCI particularly to take this with the government of India to ensure that this very important provision in the IT Act actually gets delegated to the state, because the agility that we can show at the state level, our connectedness with the producers fraternity is much more dynamic, much more strong. And the moment they tell us that some new movie is about to be released, we can get into action, we can prevent piracy. In fact, along with the Producers Council, the government is also instituting an award which is called the Movie Cop Awards. This is something, again, as I said, is based on what the City of London does. Anyone who helps the government prevent online piracy will be given this award. It can go to individuals, it can go to organizations, it can go to police. Anyone who fosters intellectual properties, intellectual copyright will be recognized through the Movie Cop Awards. And our IT Minister, who will be here in a while, he has been very supportive of all these initiatives to ensure that the industry doesn't lose out, the government doesn't lose out, and in general, a sense of abiding with the law prevails in the state of Telangana. The third proposition which I want to share, because there are a large number of people from the animation and the gaming industry, is that as we all know, this industry again has tremendous growth potential, and in pockets it has its presence in India. There is a large pocket in Hyderabad as well, apart from pockets in Bangalore and Bombay. But so far, no government has really organized the gaming, animation, multimedia and entertainment sector, which we now want to do here in Telangana. So we are doing a number of things. We are creating a dedicated cluster for this industry, and you will be happy to know that one of the costliest real estate of Hyderabad has been dedicated for this purpose. In fact, I face lots of criticism when I tell that I have reserved 20 acres of land which could have fetched 500 crores to the government. I face lots of criticism that we have lost 500 crores for the government, but we find greater value in providing that facility to this industry. And we want to build ready-to-use plug-and-play space there. We have recently finalized the design of the signature tower, which will be coming up in this city, which we are calling Image. We are also talking to some of the leading international academic institutions, including Academy of Arts of San Francisco. In fact, their representative is meeting us, the principal incidentally, is meeting us on the 6th of next month. And as Suresh Garu mentioned, the need is to provide high-end manpower which meets the requirement of this industry. We have also created an incubator because, as we all know, the biggest disruption today, the biggest transformation today is happening not through established companies but largely through startups. I mean, it's not right to say that established companies are not doing anything, they are also innovating quite a lot. But the real innovation today is coming from startups. And we are the only location in the entire country today which has a dedicated incubator space. It is a 20,000 square feet, 225-seater facility where startups who are working in the areas of gaming, animation, multimedia, etc., can go and start their activities. And finally, the biggest ambition of our Chief Minister, he incidentally was to have come and inaugurated this session today, but due to certain very, very pressing reasons, he could not come. But he has conveyed his greetings to all of us, and he has wanted this to be mentioned very, very emphatically, that the state government is having a very grand vision to create a mega film city. While we already have high quality film making infrastructure here, but something even better than what already exists in Hyderabad. So what exists in Hyderabad is already the best, but we will have something which will be better than the best. And our advisor to the state government, Mr. Paparao, who is spearheading this initiative, he will be chairing a session shortly, and he will be providing more details. So these 4 value propositions that will join hands with the state government to take screens to the rural areas, take screens to the panchayats, initially with this mobile model that I alluded to, but eventually fixed screens. Secondly, support the initiatives that we are doing to curb piracy. Third is to partner with us in the multimedia, animation and gaming initiatives of the government. And finally, be a partner of the film city, about which we'll be listening to very, very shortly. So once again, I'm very glad that FICCI and IIFA have brought this MEPC here to Hyderabad. I do hope that throughout the day, we'll be listening to some very brilliant minds, some very practical and some very doable ideas. And I hope to stay connected with all of you. Thank you very much. Was not able to make it yet. We're still trying to see if we can, between his campaign meetings, one after the other, if it is on the